Students, now we are going to discuss about forestry. What is forestry? Forestry is a branch of science which deals with rearing or growing of plants and various types of plants and animals which will be survived due to increasing the forest trees. So, if there is any increase in the forest trees, lot of plant and animal dwellers will be being entertained along with forest. So, planting many trees in the forest, in the area will be called as forestry. So, these are broadly divided: natural forestry, agroforestry, social forestry and so on. Now, we are going to see about agroforestry. What is agroforestry? As you know very well about, we are from farmer family, that means we are from agricultural area. We are having agricultural land. We are cultivating the crops in our agricultural land. Apart from agricultural crop, along with some useful trees have to be planted along with our agricultural crop wherever the bunds of the field or wherever the place where available in the agricultural area which will be using for us. This forest is called as agroforestry. So agroforestry is an integration of trees, crops and livestock means cattle or animals on this same plot of the land which are using for agriculture. The main objective is on the interaction among them. Example, intercropping of two or more crop between different species of trees and shrubs which results in higher yielding and reducing the operation cost. So cost is also will be minimized or decreased and more useful benefits will be obtained. So these intentional combinations of agriculture and forestry has varied benefits including increase in biodiversity and reduce soil erosion. Some of the major species cultivated in commercial agroforestry including casuarina, sauku, eucalyptus, araspadi tree, malai vembu, teak, kadambu, trees which were among 20 species identified as commercial timber. They are great importance to wood-based industries in agroforestry. So what are the benefits of agroforestry? It is an answer to the problem of soil and water conservation and also to stabilize the soil. That means salinity and water table, reduce the landslide and water runoff problem can be solved. Then nutrient cycling between species improves and organic matter is maintained. Then trees provide microclimate for crops and maintain. Oxygen and carbon dioxide balance might be takes place. Atmospheric temperature and relative humidity will be balanced. Suitable for dry land where rainfall is minimal. And hence it is good system for alternate land use pattern. Usually in dry land we might not use for agriculture. In that area, if you plant the trees, these are very much useful. The rainfall is minimum, but the good system is very much useful for us. So these are very important benefits of agroforestry nowadays. Multi-purpose trees varieties like acacia are used for wood pulp for paper production, tanning, paper and firewood industries can be increased. Agroforestry is recommended for the following purposes. It can be used as farm forestry for the extension of forest, mixer forestry, shelter belt and linear straight plantations. That is why this agroforestry is most useful for us. Next, rehabilitations of degraded forest and recreation forest. If there is any forest is degraded or spoiled in that area, we should form a new forest which will be called as recreation forest as well. The production of woody plants combined with pasture is referred to silvopasture system. The trees and shrubs may be used primarily to produce fodder. Fodder means it is a food for animals, cattle like cow, sheep, goat. For them we can feed with the help of water for livestock, or they may be grown for timber. Timber means wood for furniture, fuel wood for cooking, and fruits or to improve the soil. This system is classified into following category. What are they? Protein bank. Protein banks are nothing but, in these various multi-purpose trees are planted in and around farmland and range land mainly for fodder production. So, which will be providing more protein. Suppose if you plant lot of trees like mango or some other plant which will be very much useful for us, or if you are planting neem, or if you are planting coconut, so these are all beneficial for us. So these are providing us food, fruits, fodder for cattle. These are also giving timber for furniture. For example, Acacia nilotica, Albizia labac, Azadiracta indica, Gliricidia. These are all various plants which will be called as protein bank. Next one is life fence of fodder trees or hedges. These are the fence which will be protecting around our agricultural land. This fencing also by plant. So if you planting trees, this will be protecting our agricultural field as well as these are using as a fodder for various cattle. They also may be used to produce various fruits and vegetables. Even morinda means moringa. That plant is also can be used as in this format. So various fodder trees and hedges are planted as a leaf fence to protect the property from stray animals or other biotic influences as well. Example, various plants like Gliricidia saphium, Sespinia grandiflora, Erythrina species, Acacia species can be planted around the agricultural field like a fence, like veli. In Tamil, we can call it veli. Next, we are going to see about social forestry. Social forestry is nothing but planting the trees where the place is being barren or open area near to the roadside, near to the open, the place in which there is no plant at all, near to our villages, our society, or any other places which will be being barren can be covered with planting various trees, which will be called as social forestry. These social forestry will be providing us fruits, vegetables, timber, as well as fodder for our cattle as well. So it refers to the sustainable management of forests by local communities with the goal of climate carbon sequestration. What is carbon sequestration? As we discussed earlier, if carbon dioxide are available in the atmosphere, which will cause global warming, which is cause greenhouse effect. So what happens if you planting the plant, these plants are absorbing carbon dioxide for the process of photosynthesis. So the carbon will be absorbed inside the plant and stored inside. So this is minimizing the temperature. This is called as carbon sequestration. So the goal of climate carbon sequestration, change mitigation. Mitigation means reduction. So depollution. So pollution will be controlled. Deforestation, forest restoration, and providing indirect employment opportunity for the youth. So social forestry refers to the management of forest and afforestation on barren land. That means planting new trees in the open area or in the barren area, which with the help of these, the purpose of helping the environmental, social and rural development and benefits. So forestry program is done for the benefit of people and participation of the people. That means for the people, by the people. This is the basic motto for social forestry. Trees grown outside forest by the government and public organization reduce the pressure on various types of forests. So these are all will be very much helpful for the people as well as the society. In order to encourage tree cultivation outside the forest, tree cultivation in private lands was implemented in the state from 2007, 2008 to 2011, 2012. It was implemented by carrying out block planting and intercrop planting with profitable tree species like teak, casuarina, ailanthus, silver oak, etc. In the farming land and by a free supply of profitable tree species for planting in the bunds. Bunds means the outer surrounding places for the field. Varapu, if we can call it in Tamil, Varapu. The tank forestry plantation have been a major source of firewood in Tamil Nadu. There are 32 forestry extension centers are provided. Technical support for the trees growing in rural areas in Tamil Nadu. These centers provide quality tree seedlings like thorn and thornless bamboo, casuarinas, teak, neem, Melia zadirac, Melia dubia, grafted tamarind and nelly, etc. in private land, and creating awareness among students by training and camps. So these are all the major effect by the 32 forestry extension center have been given to the rural areas in Tamil Nadu. So this will be more beneficial. What are the major activities of forestry extension center? These 32 forestry extension center, what are the major activities they used to be done? Training on tree growing methods, publicity and propaganda regarding tree growing, formation and demonstration of plants, raising and supply of seedlings and subsidy in low cost. They are supplying very good plants in the low cost. Awareness creation among school children and youth about the importance of forest through training and camps will be very much helpful. Next concept we are going to discuss is deforestation. Deforestation is nothing but destructing the forest, destructing the trees and plants in the forest is called as deforestation. So deforestation is one of the major contributors to enhance greenhouse effect and global warming. So if you felling the trees, if you cutting the trees, what will happen? Automatically the absorption of carbon dioxide decreases due to photosynthesis. Then what happened? Automatically rise in carbon dioxide level, automatically rise in global warming. So the conversion of forested area into non-forested area is known as deforestation. Forests provide us many benefits including goods such as timber, paper, medicine and industrial products. So the causes are very common, as you know. The conversion of forest into agricultural plantation and livestock ranging is a major cause for deforestation. So what happened? The forests are destroyed for the agricultural purposes, or logging for timber, for cutting the trees for furnitures, making lot of timber. Developmental activities like road construction, electrical tower lines, for construction of dams, we are destroying the forest. Overpopulation is another important causes. Industrialization, industrial development have been done in forest area. Urbanization and increase global needs. These are also may cause deforestation. Then what are the effects of deforestation? It's very important. If any deforestation occur, what will happen? Burning of forest wood release stored carbon. So the firewood is having a lot of carbon inside. Due to photosynthesis, the carbon dioxide is converted into various forms inside the plant. Now if you burn, this carbon dioxide once again release in the atmosphere. So this will make a negative impact just opposite of carbon sequestration. Carbon sequestration means what? Absorption of carbon dioxide present in the atmosphere will be absorbed by the plant during photosynthesis. But if you burn up, this carbon dioxide once again released in the atmosphere will raise the temperature. So it is opposite to the carbon sequestration. Trees and plants bind the soil particles. So the removal of forest cover increases soil erosion automatically and decreases soil fertility as well. So deforestation in dry areas leads to the formation of deserts. So if you felling the trees in the open area, it will become desert later on. So amount of runoff water will be increases the soil erosion. If you remove the trees, area will be open, then runoff water due to rain will be increases to cause soil erosion and also create flash flooding, thus reducing the moisture and humidity as well. So alteration of local precipitation patterns leading to the drought conditions in many regions. It triggers adverse climatic conditions and alter water cycle in ecosystem. It decreases the biodiversity. Biodiversity means lot of plants, varieties of plants, animal species significantly as their habitat are disturbed and disruption of natural cycle. Loss of livelihood for the forest dwellers. Forest dwellers means lot of animals, lion, tiger, various birds, various microorganisms, various insects, butterflies. These are all livelihood of forest dwellers. And rural people, tribal people, they used to be live, they will be lost their livelihood. Increased flow, global warming, account for 1/3 of total carbon dioxide emission. Loss of life support resources, fuel, medicinal herbs, and wild edible fruits will be decreases. So these are all the effect of deforestation. So in such a case, what we should do? We should do afforestation. What do you mean by afforestation? If you are planting the trees where there is no previous trees coverage, that is called as afforestation. So afforestation is a planting of trees where there was no previous tree coverage and the conversion of non-forested land into forest by planting suitable trees to retrieve the vegetation. This is called as afforestation. Example, slopes or dams afforested to reduce water runoff, soil erosion and siltation. It can also provide a range of environmental services including carbon sequestration, water retention. What are the objectives of afforestation? To increase forest cover, planting more trees, increase oxygen production and air quality, and reduce the carbon dioxide as well. Rehabilitation of degraded forests to increase carbon fixation and reducing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Raising bamboo plantation. Mixed plantation of minor forest produce and medicinal plants. There was a man, Jadhav Malai Pang. He was a man who single-handedly created a dense forest. It is unbelievable. We shall see about Jadhav Pang. Was born in the year 1963. He is an environmental activist. Has single-handedly planted a forest in the middle of barren wasteland. There is a river, Brahmaputra. So the Brahmaputra is run up for a vast area. In a particular area, they are having lot of island-like area. But this island-like area is completely barren. That means there is no plant at all in that island of Brahmaputra river. So he has created a very big forest single-handedly in that Brahmaputra. That area is called as Majuli. So Majuli is a place in which Pang Jadhav had been created a new forest. The forest, now he is called as forest man. This forest man of India has transformed the world's largest river island, Majuli, located on one of the India's major river, that is Brahmaputra, into a dense forest, home to Lot of animals like rhinos, deers, elephants, tigers and various birds. And totally his forest is larger than Central Park. Former Vice Chancellor of Jawaharlal Nehru University, Sudhir Kumar Saboti, named Jadhav Payal as a Forest Man of India in the month of October 2013. He was honored at the Indian Institute of Forest Management during the annual event of Coalescence in 2015. He was honored with Padma Shri, the fourth highest civilian award in India. He received honorary doctorate degree from Assam Agriculture University and Gaziranga University for his contribution to forestry. Generally, the regeneration, indigenous health steps, awareness creation, monitoring, evaluation to increase the level and availability of water table or groundwater, and also to reduce nitrogen leaching in soil and nitrogen contamination of drinking water, thus making it pure, not polluted with nitrogen. So, if you plant a plant or trees, so regeneration will be indigenous as a helps of steps. Awareness can be created, monitoring, evaluation can be increases. So, if there is any nitrogen present on the soil or water which may cause pollution, but if you plant a tree, the nitrogen content will be absorbed by plants because nitrogen is very much essential for plants' survival. So, all the nitrogen content will be absorbed. If it is present in the soil, it may cause pollution, it may cause danger. But this nitrogen poison can be absorbed by the plant, then which will make a pollution-free area. So, nature aided artificial regeneration. So, what are the achievements? Degraded forests were restored. Community assets like overhead tanks, borewell, hand pumps, community halls, libraries, etc. were established. Environmental and ecological stability was maintained. Conserved biodiversity, wildlife and genetic resources, involvement of community, especially women in forest management. So, these are all lot of achievements to be done by the forest. Now we are going to see another concept which is called as alien invasive species. What is alien invasive species? Alien invasive species are the plants which might not be available native plant. That means these plants might not be available in a particular place, which will be imported from various places or foreign countries. These plants immediately adapt that new area as well as which may disturb the normal plant which are available earlier. So these are called as alien invasive species. So invasion of alien or introduced species disrupt the ecosystem processes, threatening biodiversity, reduce native herbs, thus reducing the ecosystem services. So this might be happen. It is very common. You might not know that. Acacia as well as Iconia. Iconia means in Tamil Agaya Tamari. Acacia is nothing but Kaatu Karve. The effect of Acacia as well as Iconia, we were very well known about it. These are invasive species. These are all the species of South America. How we affect on Indian soil, how we affect on Indian aquatic cultivation by the Iconia, we are going to see. These are all called as alien invasive species. That means they are not our native country of India. They belong to South America, which have been brought for the sake of attractiveness or ornamental purposes, or for various research scientists have been brought about it, or various birds or migrating birds, they used to be spit, the excreta. These are having various seeds may germinate to produce new alien invasive species might be formed. During eradication of these species, the chemicals used increase greenhouse gases. Slowly they alter the ecosystem, microclimate and nature of soil, and make it unsuitable for native species, and create human health problems like allergy, thus resulting in local environmental degradation and also loss of important local species. According to World Conservation Union, invasive alien species are the second most significant threat to the biodiversity after habitat loss. So what is invasive species? A non-native species to the ecosystem or a country under consideration that spread naturally, interferes with the biology and existence of native species, poses a serious threat to the ecosystem and causes economic loss. So new invasive species is highly dangerous. They are the plants which are from foreign countries. If it is introduced into our own countries, they may spoil our native species of plants. They may affect the oxygen demand. They may affect the water demand. They may affect soil problem. So these are all maybe effect on these plants as well as soil or water as well as various animals, even human beings. So it is established that a number of invasive species are accidental introduction through ports via air or sea. Some research organizations import germplasm of wild varieties through which also it get introduced. Or alien species with the edible fruits are usually spread by various birds or migrating birds. Invasive species are fast growing and are more adapted than normal native plant. They alter the soil system by changing litter quality, thereby affecting the soil community, soil fauna, soil animals, and the ecosystem process as well. It has a negative impact on decomposition in the soil by causing stress to the neighboring native species. Some of the alien species which may cause environmental issues now we can discuss. See here, so this is Iconia, Ahaya Thamari. Actually, this is native species of South America. So, but it is looking very attractive, aquatic plant. These are floating on the surface of water. Their roots are immersed inside, but hanging. A bunch of roots will be hanging inside the water. But very highly dangerous. See here, it is very close with each other. So there is no possibilities of sunlight to enter inside. That means some of the phytoplanktons or animals which are living under this plant, they cannot be able to get the sunlight. They are also not able to get the oxygen as well. They are also not able to get the carbon dioxide as well. So it is directly as well as indirectly, it is affecting some other plants and animals, phytoplankton and zooplankton, which are being under this plant. Apart from this, it is occupying very fast. So this will not allow any other plant species to survive, as well as this will not allow any animals to survive as well. So these are called as invasive species. Iconia gracilis is best example for invasive species. So it is an invasive weed native to South America. It was introduced as aquatic ornamental plant. It is introduced in India to make attractive aquatic system. So which is making very beautiful look. For this purpose this plant is introduced, which grows faster throughout the year. Its widespread growth is a major cause of biodiversity loss worldwide. Not only in India, all over the world it is affecting. It affects the growth of phytoplanktons and finally changing the aquatic ecosystem. It also decreases the oxygen content of the water bodies, which leads to eutrophication. Eutrophication means biologically oxygen demand. There is no oxygen is available. It poses a threat to human health because it creates a breeding habitat for disease-causing mosquito like female Anopheles mosquito can easily breed in this area. And snails with free-floating dense root and semi-submerged leaves. It also blocks sunlight entering the deep and the waterways hampering agriculture, fisheries, recreation and hydropower as well. Another important invasive species is Prosopis. Prosopis juliflora, Kaatukarvel. Prosopis juliflora is nothing but Kaatukarvel in Tamil. Prosopis juliflora is also an South American and a Mexico invasive species. So Prosopis juliflora is an invasive species native to Mexico and South America. It was first introduced in Gujarat to counter desertification and later on in Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu as well as a source of firewood. So during that period, people used to fell the trees from the forest. In order to minimize the cutting of trees from the forest, government of Gujarat, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, they introduced a seed of Prosopis. They spread through helicopter. They show the seeds with the help of helicopter on the open barren area. These plants have been grown up everywhere else. But unfortunately, these plants will be absorb more water from the soil. So water table of the surface will be completely totally affected. It is an aggressive colonizer, and as consequences of the habitat are rapidly covered by this species. So its invasions reduce the cover of native medicinal herbaceous species. It is used to arrest wind erosion and stabilize sand dunes. This is benefit, of course. It is used to arrest wind erosion and stabilize the sand dunes on the coastal and desert area. It can absorb, very importantly, it can absorb hazardous chemicals from the soil. Some benefits are also there. And it is a main source of charcoal. They are providing us charcoal, curry, adupu curry. They are supplying charcoal. So this is Prosopis plant, Kaatukarvel plant. So this is also invasive plant. So that's all about alien invasive plants.